meteorologist Mark Molnar. Good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. We're going to get right into weather concerning, are we going to see that Valentine's Day storm? What are the models doing with it? What are the possible solutions? What is the chance I think it could happen? We're going to break down all the details for you, and we'll get into all the weather for North America, the pattern, and the East Coast as well. So let's get into it. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell button. Also, down below, there are timestamps down below, so if you want to skip ahead, I will not be offended. And questions or comments down below. I love to read your questions or comments. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Winter storm confidence map. This is for your late Sunday into Valentine's Day system along the East Coast. I cannot go above a 1 at this point. And I'm going to break all the models down for you. I'm going to show you why at this point. I still have places from Boston, New York City, all the way over towards the Virginias and North Carolina in this potential for a slight potential that you could see any sort of accumulating snow in this area. So at this point of the game, it's way too early. The models are too back and forth with this. The Euro's completely, it did something completely interesting today, which I'll show you in the model analysis here. So let's get into it. This is the zone I really wanted you to focus on, however. So let's just dive into all the data here. All right, very briefly, I wanted to show you quickly the GFS snowfall map. This right here, this big old mass, this mess here, couple inches here, you see for Valentine's Day. Anywhere north of this is mostly the end of the week over the weekend. But this right here, this is all associated with that energy that we could potentially see Valentine's Day. I'm going to show you the surface maps here momentarily. But the GFS is actually showing some sort of snowfall here. Now, this may not look like a lot. It definitely isn't a lot. But it is interesting to watch these trends on the snowfall maps here. This is pretty significant back in here, parts of Virginia, West Virginia. This is definitely not that significant. We do get upwards of 4 inches here, and then off the coastline quite a bit. If this just shifts just a little bit to the northwest, look at this. You could get into 6 to potentially 7, 8, 9 inches pretty quickly here. So I wanted to show you that just to kick it off here. Let's take a look at all the analysis. All right, let's take a look at the model data here. We'll just start off with the quiet week here, GFS. You know, there's not much happening Wednesday. You have high pressures in the southeast and the west coast. That's going to keep all of these systems riding up into Canada and to the Great Lakes. So let's put this into motion. Here's an Alberta Clipper style system. This is for early Friday morning. So we'll have some snowfall falling across the northern parts of the upper Midwest into parts of the Great Lakes, Lake Michigan region. And it kind of strengthens as it heads to the southeast here. Is this going to be the precursor that feeds into a potential East Coast snowstorm? Well, let's put it into motion here. We have high pressure across the southeast, a low starting to develop out here, Colorado low. And here we go. There's that Alberta Clipper style system. It's riding a bit high here to the north. So it's dragging a cold front down through here on Saturday. So you'll see your last warmer day here across parts of the Ohio Valley in the northeast. And look at that. Heights start to crash, high pressure, cold high pressure starts to build in. The flow will be just like this. And look at this. We don't see any energy as of yet along the East Coast for this weekend until, here it is, Sunday. We have the development of low pressure right around the Florida Peninsula. This is right around just after sunrise on Sunday morning. And look at this. We're starting to get some snowfall developing here. Now, keep in mind, this is about 5, 6, 7 days out here, so take this with a grain of salt, but this is interesting to watch this evolution unfold. You have that cold classic high to the northeast here, and as we put this into motion, what's happening here? Well, we have some snow here across parts of North Carolina, Virginia, Delaware, New Jersey, Long Island, and Boston. Now, albeit it will be a bit on the light side according to the GFS, but I want to make note, this system has been traveling. The last model run, the GFS had this way out to sea. Now it's kind of pivoting to where we will have some light effects, moderate effects potentially here in parts of southeast New England and parts of the East Coast as well. GFS, there it has it, exiting Valentine's Day, starting to slowly clear out here across the northeast, and that kicks in high pressure in control. Let's get into the high resolution Euro here. This is really interesting to watch as well. So high resolution Euro, let's put this into motion. And what do we have here? Well, let's take a look at this. There's that Alberta Clipper style system for your Friday, later Friday evening, pushing the cold front through Saturday. That is definitely going to be a definite wind change there and temperature change. And take a look at that. There's that energy across the southeast. So there doesn't seem to be any northern stream system phasing here. And look at that. The Euro is way out to sea, much further east here, Valentine's Day, than the GFS. So that gives me very little hope that maybe this system will materialize at this point. See, this system, it's a laggard. It's just lagging too far behind to catch up and feed into this. It's just too late in the day on Valentine's Day here. So that system is already, and then it does try to form a secondary low here by Tuesday, February 15th. But look at that. I mean, we have that trough of low pressure here. So it tries to kick up some ocean surf here and some snow showers, but then behind it we have this big high. So the timing is just off. That's the thing with this trough. The system, the Alberta Clipper style system to the north, and then the southeast, the low developing off the southeast. The timing is just completely off with this. And if we take a look, let's just take a look at snowfall totals here. We're not going to be looking much in the way. Maybe put this into motion. Here we go. So this takes us through the weekend and into next week. Yeah. The Euro is really not forecasting anything here along the East Coast. All this inland is lake effect and some of those Alberta Clipper style systems. And if we get over to the GFS here, take a look at this. We put this into motion and look at that. GFS hints that something, there'll be some light snows developing in here, parts of Virginia and then off of North Carolina, Virginia area up into maybe parts of Cape Cod here. But this is getting to be a long shot. So I'm only really putting that slight chance that we'll have any sort of thing develop. And if we take a look at the upper air pattern, I really do like to look at this because this gives us a good idea. So let's take a look at the height anomalies. We're going to, in fact, why don't we go to the continental view here on the GFS. We'll start off with the GFS. You see this week, heading off through the rest of the week, we start to get this troughiness kicking in. We still got above average temperatures here in the east, and look at this ridge developing out west here. So this is really interesting. If we put this into motion, we still have higher than average heights here across the East Coast. We have that trough kicking in here across eastern North America, and look at this ridge just really blossoming out west here. Into Sunday, here it is. We have that digging trough in the east, but you see, it doesn't have that negative tilt anywhere close. It's not even neutral. It's more positively tilted here from northeast to southwest. That's not really what you want to see. And then it starts to become a bit neutral. This is if you look, this is later on the day on Valentine's Day. So you're not getting that tilt from the northwest to the southeast. You're getting a neutral tilt here. So you're not getting that low pressure capturing, combining energy with the northern stream branch, any system to the north here, and kind of being recaptured and pushed up towards the coast. That definitely doesn't, at this point on the models, is not happening. So you see it starts to become more negatively tilted, but by this time it's too far out into the ocean on February 15th. So it's just not happening. Then behind that, look at that. We get higher heights really blossoming that week. So we're probably definitely going to have another warm up here in the east, another thaw. And that will continue through the end of the week before we finally get maybe some troughiness, but it's really few and far between with that NAO index being so positive. And if we take a look at the Euro, take a look at this. It's very similar here. We go throughout the rest of the week here into Friday, and here what it is into the weekend. Here's the Euro. It's entering this positive tilted trough here. That's not what you want to see going into a system like this. And look at that. It's just becoming neutral by early morning, February 14th, Valentine's Day. And, that's a trough kicking in out west here. That ridge really into the Gulf of Alaska here. But there you have it. It's still neutral by this time on early February 15th. So it's just not looking very impressive for any sort of development to happen here. And then you see the ridge start to develop here in the east pretty quickly on Wednesday the 16th. And if we go further out here, it's always interesting to go, there you go. It's as far as we can go on the Euro high res. Friday, February 18th. Look at this. Most of the country is engulfed in higher height anomalies, and that is going to translate to above average temperatures for most people. Alright, so some of you are wondering, what's the medium range looking like? If we go, say, out into later February and into maybe early March here, let's take a look at the medium range climate model. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, because this is not going to pinpoint day by day exactly what's going to be happening with the height anomalies and such. But if we put this into motion, you take us through next week, it's pretty much the climate model showing the same thing on February 14th and 15th, and a big old ridge developing here along the East Coast. And then that takes us beyond where the Euro and the GFS could. This climate model is predicting that the weekend of the 19th will have some sort of very, very big trough here along the East Coast, but it lifts out pretty far quickly to the northeast here. A lot of ridging out here, but it never gets up to Greenland, so that NAO index remains positive, which we don't really want to see if you want to see any major East Coast snowstorms stalling out. And look at this. We remain pretty well above average here in the east through the later part of February here. We get some troughiness. You get these little troughs that spin off from the polar vortex to the north and the northwest here. But if you look, most of North America is engulfed in what we call a very, very ridge-induced pattern here there it is, the first week of March. Look at this. We don't really see any, we do start to see something here. This is the second week of March, right around Friday, March 11th. That is hinting that maybe some sort of pattern change may be taking place here. So that's interesting. Take it with a grain of salt, though. These medium-range climate models aren't always the best at picking up, pinpointing exact terms, but it is an overall pattern, so it is interesting to take a look at it and see maybe by early to mid-March here, we could be seeing some resurgence of some East Coast snowstorms here. All right, let's take a look at the snowfall. This is Wednesday, February 8th to a late evening, 11 p.m. Saturday, February the 12th. So this is what we're getting into here. Most of this is lake enhanced snow behind these systems. We'll have a system that moves through on later Wednesday. That'll bring some enhanced snow behind it. This is mostly later Wednesday into Wednesday night, early Thursday across northern New England. So we'll see some accumulating snow, mainly north of the urban centers, north of Concord, Portland, maybe some here into Bangor, Maine, and northeast of Burlington. Anywhere from 4 to as much as 8 inches in some of these areas. And then downwind here of Lake Ontario, this is mainly a 1-2 punch here. You have later on Wednesday, and then of course later on Saturday with that big system and lake enhanced as well behind it. All right, let's take a look at the northeast first, and I'll show you the southeast surface maps here. This is Wednesday through Saturday. We're taking a look Wednesday. We have a warm front pushing across western Pennsylvania here. Temperatures are on the rise across the northeast. The coldest temperature I can find is 37 up here in Bangor. Some of the colder mountains could be 32 or below, but for the most part in these urban centers, we're going to stay into the middle 40s there. Take a look at that. And as we head into your Thursday, take a look at this system pushing across the area. We have the cold front moving in, and then we have some lake-enhanced snow behind this system. So lake effect will kick in probably at least 2 to 4, 3 to 5 inches off of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario here. Rain showers will be changing to snow showers. These will be earlier highs into the 40s, tumbling throughout the day. Look at that, 52 in New York, 53 in Atlantic City, 49 in Boston, 45 in Concord, and pushing some warm air all the way up here into Maine as well. So a lot of the snow that will be happening up here into parts of northern New England, that will occur Wednesday night. So as we get into Friday here, take a look at this. Clearing out across the eastern half of the region here, 40 in Boston, 40 in State College. But there's that next system that'll be pushing in from the west. Maybe some snow showers or heavier snow squalls coming off of Lake Erie later in the day here. And as we stretch into your Saturday, dual cold fronts here. Look at the first one will push those temperatures, 55 in New York City, 57 in Atlantic City, and 60 in D.C. These will be tumbling throughout the day. You can see snow showers kicking in behind this first front. It's changing the rain to snow, and then the second cold front moving through. Some of these will be more enhanced, and these will get heavier throughout the day here. So especially north of Syracuse and south of Buffalo here in these normal snow belts. Things will start to kick up, especially after sunset here, as temperatures take a tumble. So, all right, and for your southeast here, Wednesday, look at this. 55 is your cold spot up here in Norfolk. That's not pretty cold for this time of year. That's pretty decent. 69 in Houston, and then South Florida, we're holding on to stray showers and thunderstorms. 66 in Tampa, 75 in Miami, 61 in Panama City, even a nice 62 degrees here in Atlanta. It could be a lot colder. Thursday, we have this cold front. It's basically washing out. There is no moisture along with it, so we're holding on to some really warm temperatures here into the low to mid 60s for the most part, even 65 in Panama City, 78 in Miami with a chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon. But as we head onto TGIF here, high pressure really kicking across the southeast. That is pushing some warmer temperatures on the backside. We're getting into the 70s in parts of eastern Texas here. 75 in Tampa, 66 here in Atlanta, and 57 in Norfolk, 61 in Nashville. These are pretty warm for this time of year. Saturday, a little bit of dose of reality here. This is interesting because this is where a lot of the energy is going to be coming together for the potential for something maybe to develop for Valentine's Day. That's so far up in the air here, but we have low pressure systems kicking in here. First low, there's that main system of energy that's going to be kicking across the Gulf. And Saturday night into Sunday, things could get pretty stormy here across the Florida Peninsula. Of course, it's not shown on this map, but we could have some severe weather after midnight on Saturday night heading into Sunday morning for the Florida Peninsula as that energy comes over here and maybe tries to move to the northeast. Look at this, colder temperatures behind these cold fronts here to the north, 66. That's an early high in Atlanta there. You're going to 40 here in Nashville. Extended outlook for my hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton's, upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York into northeast Pennsylvania, and all points along the upper Susquehanna River Basin, Wednesday through Sunday. Take a look at that. 44 degrees during the day here. Look at that. Because, look at that. That's your warmest temperature throughout the week here, because by Sunday, we'll be falling off a cliff again. But here we go. 11 degrees to start off Wednesday morning. So, yeah, we warm up pretty quickly here. Chance of showers and snow showers later in the day. Thursday, turning bluster. Friday, we get a little bit of a cool shot. Not too cool, though. Still well above average for this time of year. Saturday, we make it up to 41 degrees. That's an early high right around noon because that cold front will be pushing through, blasting through, turning blusterier with scattered lake effect snow showers and squalls developing later in the day, maybe an inch or less. And Sunday, there it is, bone chill and cold, temperatures back to reality. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. Go on my Facebook page, it's Media Mark. Also, Weather Eastern. It's actually Weather Northeastern on Facebook. It's Weather Eastern on Twitter. So go out there if you want to follow me between videos, because I don't do a video every day. Go ahead and like my social media. That way you get more updates, because I do a couple updates a day on social media. It's MediaMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel here.